probably now more than ever, there's this thing going around about you shouldn't go to college. And I think that may be probably the worst advice going around right now. And there's a lot of bad advice. Now, here's the thing to tell you, I didn't go to college. I barely got through high school. Okay. Anything I've accomplished, it was just pure hard work. But here's the big but. There's two big things about that. Number one, um, education is so important. Okay, no matter what you're doing. For myself, I was lucky enough to self educate, and I don't know why I did that. I don't know if I don't know. I don't know if whatever reason I did, but you know when I got out of high school, for me, I didn't learn anything in high school. I couldn't go to college because obviously I didn't have the grades. I mean, I graduated with barely a 2.0 in high school. And that's a long time ago. But and even if I would have had good grades, my parents did not have money that could have sent me to college, and I had no idea about financial aid or anything like that. So college was never even a thought for me, right? So when I got out of high school, I hit the books. I started reading business books and the most basic, lamest books, and some of the books I can tell you that I can name out and talk about that I read early on are almost embarrassing, but and then go on and on. But here's the thing. This was a big problem when I was coming up, and I'm 45 right now, and this problem still persists, but in a different way, in big time. When I was coming up, people like Michael Dell were big. That runs Dell Computer, and obviously Bill Gates, who ran Microsoft, and Steve Jobs, who ran Apple Computer. And all those guys would come out, and it would be a big deal. They'd make a big deal. Well, Bill Gates dropped out of high school, or not out of high school. Bill Gates dropped out of Harvard. Bill Gates dropped out of college. Oh, Steve Jobs dropped out of college. Oh, Michael Dell dropped out of college. Well, here's the thing, guys. Michael Dell is worth, what was he worth? $100 billion. He dropped out of college because he was making so much damn money. I forgot what it was, but he was making like 50 grand a month or something, selling computers out of his dorm room. Yeah, you're gonna drop out of college because you're making so much damn money. You can go to college later. Bill Gates dropped out of college because he was running Microsoft. Um, and same thing with Steve Jobs. And the thing is too, like you look at like Bill Gates, yeah, he's at Harvard, and then the same thing went on with Mark Zuckerberg, and now it's slipping my mind, the more of the new guys that are out, that dropped out of college again. Zuckerberg, he was at Harvard. Okay, a very small number of very talented, smart, gifted people go to these schools: Harvard, Stanford, Yale, Wharton Business School, you name it. And so these are the people that are the top of the top. They're very smart. They're very intelligent, and a lot of them have family money on top of it. Bill Gates, Mark Zuckerberg. I mean, a lot of these top guys, even the guy who started Instagram. I mean, you'd be surprised at a lot of these top guys. They did not come from poverty. But that's not the point of this video. The point is that these guys dropped. They were at top schools, and they dropped out because they were making so much money, and they're making it sound like, oh, you don't need college, right? You don't need college, and that's the farthest thing from the truth. Now obviously, if you're going to be if you're going to be like a welder or a trade, you don't necessarily need a standard education. And I would, like, for my kids, I want to tell my kids are, my oldest is getting ready to he's getting to the age to be college, or to that age, because he's going to be 17. And we haven't talked about it too much. We've told him he's got to go to college, but mainly just to keep him on track to do something, because I don't want him to, because see, the problem is, if you don't go to school, you don't further if you don't further your education, or you don't do something, whether it's a trade or something, what happens is you're 18, 19, you get out of high school, and 3, 4, 5 years goes by real quick. So all of a sudden you're 23, 22, 23, 24, and you're just kind of like wandering around, because that's what happened to me. I got to be, I was screwing around. I was, just going to the bar, and I was, screwing around after high school, and all of a sudden I was 23 years old, and I'm looking around, and people I knew were graduating from college, getting serious jobs, getting good jobs, getting high paying jobs, and all of a sudden they're buying houses, they're buying cars, and I'm like, I don't have any money. Man, I've got nothing. Like, I don't even know what to do. So that's a problem. So I would say, and now, see, and this is a problem too. And depending on who, it doesn't even matter what your politics is, because this isn't a political issue. But the problem is politics has gotten into education, and now it's like, well, this side's taking over the college, and if you're this side, it's pushing this agenda and this and that, and that stuff probably happens, and I don't agree with it. It shouldn't happen, right? But if you're trying to do something in your life, you gotta ignore that stuff. And there's a lot of noise in life, especially as you get older, that you gotta just ignore. You gotta just get past it, because here's the thing. We'll wrap it at this. I always tell my kids, you got to deal with life as it is, right? For example, people talk about, well, you shouldn't judge other people. And I don't think, of course, I don't think you should judge people and whatever. But guess what? People judge you. People judge you. If you show up to a if you show up to a job interview, let's say like sales, right? Because that's like my thing, sales, business, just regular stuff. If you show up to a to a sales job interview, whether it's for real estate or whether it's for insurance or whether it's for a computer product or whatever it might be, and you show up and you got piercings on your face, and you're in a pair of like ripped jeans and a ripped shirt and dirty, and you're unkept, they're probably not going to give you the job, right? You say, well, I'm smart, they don't know me, blah blah blah. Well, that's fine. That's what you can argue. That you can make that argument and you can fight that fight. But why? Okay? And I'm not saying like you got to conform to do, like, you guys, like anyone who's arguing those points, we're working on getting ahead right now, right? So you got to deal with life the way it is. And that's how it is. Whether you like it or not, that's how it is. And you got to deal with it exactly how it is. So for example, if you want to if you run a business and you're talking to customers, and here's an example, like for myself, I've always talked really fast, that I don't know why, I just talk really fast, and I've had to slow down my talking for medical reason. We'll talk about that in another video, but also just for my because people have told me before, wait, slow down, slow down, slow down. Tell me that again. And it's like, it comes off bad if you're talking too fast, and I realize it doesn't sound good. It's better when you talk at a more, level, normal pace. So it's something, so again, I could argue that. I could say, well, that's how I am. That's how I am. Blah, blah. Well, that's fine. I can argue that, but then people won't buy what I'm selling. People won't buy, my computer stuff. People won't, customers or prospects won't listen to me. And so you got to deal with life the way it is. It's like, okay, that's how it is. And we'll wrap it at that.